What's up, guys? Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to another edition of the Chevy Diaries. I made a video last week of sourcing. I'm not going to upload it though because this thing is way too bouncy. I'm sitting here in my truck now, so it shouldn't be too bad. But I wanted to let you guys know I started a group on Facebook. You should go check it out. It's called Amazon FBA Beast Mode. And I started it because I just feel like, I started it. It's for new people, that really want to take this to the next level. And I got to tell you, some good things have happened in the last couple weeks here, or last week or so, since I made my last video. I went sourcing yesterday. Just for about an hour or so. There's a couple stores by me that I hit it up. I'm trying to break it up during the week too, so I don't just go, normally tomorrow. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow I will start my sourcing for the weekend thing, and I've sold, so I've had so far, like I said, I started in May. I registered for my seller account May 9th of this year. And so that's a month and a month and 6 days. So, and I've only had 4 days. Yesterday was my fourth day where I didn't at least sell one item. Oh wait, no, I didn't. No, the day before, I'm sorry. Yesterday, so on Monday, I didn't sell anything. And you get those days, you kind of get bummed out. You're like, man, I didn't sell nothing today. There's gotta be something. You go in, you look at your prices, you kind of see where you're at. So I didn't sell anything on Monday. And then yesterday, I was kind of going on the same path. I didn't sell anything yesterday. Turn my vents over here. There we go. Get some nice AC blowing. It's freaking hot today. It's 101 here. Yesterday I was going on the route and I didn't have any sales either. And I was like, man, 2 days in a row. Well, last night at about 9:30, I refreshed my app and I saw that I had sold one item for $80, $78, and I picked up that item for like $4.99, and it was used. That's beast mode. That's what beast mode is. Just just going all in. And I don't mean monetary. I don't mean like spending your life savings on it. I mean taking action and just going all in. Like, if you're gonna do it, do it. Don't sit around and send one item here, one item there. Like, this stuff has potential. This Amazon thing has a lot of potential, especially this little niche that I've kind of come across. And this ain't even a private label item. This is something, the margins on these items that I'm finding, that I kind of came across it on accident. I just happened to be in the store one day and I looked it up. And I was like, well, let's just see. I don't use this anymore, but who knows? Let's see what the profit is. Now, you know how sometimes you'll use an app like Amazon Seller or Profit Bandit or whatever you use, and you can set it in the settings. And a friend of mine actually had a good idea. He said I should make a video on Profit Bandit and like all the different things you can do in there that people might not know. So I'll try and make a video do that. So, but anyway, so you know how you scan something. Like, I made a mistake. This is a mistake I made in the very beginning. The first week I went sourcing, I found this set of books, brand new, still wrapped in the plastic. It was like a 4 series of books, and I scanned it, and it was they were selling it for, I think it was $3.99, and I scanned it on Amazon. And it came up with a $60 profit. I was like, what the hell? I said, I'm definitely buying this, because the very first week, I really didn't know what the hell I was doing. So all I did was look at profit. If I saw something that was profitable, I bought it. I didn't really know about rank or, you know, any of that stuff. And I didn't really understand the full features and tools that you know those apps have. But like I said, my first week sourcing, all I did was look at the profit. If it came up profitable, I bought it. So, and some of that stuff still, that of course, that set of books, you know, is ranked like 9 million, meaning that I'll probably sell it by the time I turn 50, maybe. But so I bought that, and so these items I came across. This was probably about 3 weeks ago that I kind of discovered this. So I typed it in there. I'm like, let's just see. Maybe I can make $10 off of these things, or who the hell knows. So I typed the product in, and it comes up, and it was like, I typed in the price I could buy it for, and it came up. It said like $50, 58 something. I was like, what the hell? So I started doing a little more research, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, I'll buy a couple. I bought, you know, like 3 or 4 of them. And I actually had one of these sitting around my house. And so I sent that one in first. I'm like, well, let me send that one in on my first shipment. Let's just see, make sure, you know, that, you know, it's legit. So I sent it in, and I'd be damned, that was the second item I sold. The first item I sold was a book. The second one, was this product. I was like, what? I told my wife, and when, of course, I said this to my wife, you know, I'm like, look at the profit on this thing. She's like, oh, nobody's ever going to buy that. She's like, no, nobody wants those. Like, what are you talking about? Well, sure enough, I mean, I've sold like 5 of these things so far, and the smallest profit I've made on one was like $40. So, and again, the cost, none of these items I paid over $10 for. None. So, I mean, to me, I'm just going to keep sending them in and see. But that's, you know, that's going beast mode. Beast mode is just, you know, going all in, you know, doing what you can, just giving it everything you possibly can. So that way, you know, like I said, I'm trying to eventually replace my income with this thing. And if I can sell, you know, 10 or 20 of those a month, that would be friggin' awesome. They don't sell like you know, the ranks are pretty good on these. They're in the top 1, usually anywhere from the top 3 down to, you know, and below. I don't think, but I scan the ones that, you know, I type all the ones in to see where they're at. So like when I was out sourcing, I bought one yesterday. I try to only buy one, at least right now, because I sent a shipment of a bunch of these in, like 10 of them, and some of them just got checked in today, so I'm trying to test. I don't want to send too many because they're kind of heavy. Some of them are, not all of them, but so yeah, that's, you know, that's beast mode. Not sending in like a you know, a $10 item and making like $2 on it, you know, or $3. Now, if you're doing that over a big quantity, sure. You know, if you have 100 items and you can make $3 an item, well, that's awesome. You send them all in, especially if they sell quick. But if you're just sending in 1 or 2 items, you know, you're not going to replace anything with that. No income. You know, maybe you'll make $20 a month. Not even enough for the fees. So I got an email this morning. My other shipment checked in, and it's still been pretty consistent. About a week. It takes about a week for those things to get there. Usually, like I said, I've been having to send all my stuff to the East Coast, the majority of it. I get like 2 items going to like Tennessee, 1 going to Phoenix, 1 going to like Indiana, and then like 17 going to New Jersey. And I've heard some people on these boards talk about New Jersey is like the worst one. You know, knock on wood, you know, I've sent 2 or 3 shipments there so far, and I haven't had any problems, you know. I think today's Wednesday, and I sent those last Monday, so it was like an extra day. Normally, I get my East Coast email like about a week or so after. So today's Wednesday. Usually I get that email either late Monday or Tuesday morning. I'll see your stuff has been checked in. But this time it was Wednesday, so an extra day. But some people are complaining like 2 weeks and all that, but you just got to be patient. So that's, I mean, that's going beast mode. Beast mode, it comes from, like, a lot of people use it at the gym. Like, when you go to the gym, if you can lift 250 pounds on the bench press, then you put another 5 or 10 pounds on there, and you just give it everything you possibly can until there's just no ounce, nothing left in you. That's beast mode. And that's what you got to do with this. Because I see so many people, they're scared to get their toe in the water. They don't know if the stuff's going to sell. They're worried about this, they're worried about that. And I have some of those worries too. I'm still trying to find a private label product, because I love doing retail arbitrage. I'll be honest with you. I think it's fun. It's really fun. I'm a cheap bastard anyway by nature. So I love buying low and selling high. Like, I love buying things on the cheap. I have a problem mentally with, like, going into the store, even if I scan something, let's say at Walmart, and it's like, $25 and it's selling on Amazon for, let's say, 40 or 45 or something, and it's got a good rank or whatever. Like, I got a problem. I can't get it in my head, that I should be, we're technically, like, clearing off the shelf of whatever they have, but I have a problem buying items for things that high. That's just probably because I'm new still, and I still don't see, like, the full potential of this thing. But that's a mental roadblock I have to get over. But by nature, I'm cheap anyway. So I love cheap goods, especially if I can sell for like 10 times the price. So I have fun doing that, but I enjoy it, but I want to create a product that I don't, have to necessarily go out and find all the time, because, and it's kind of the difference between, thrifting and, say, retail, like Walmart and Target. There's pros and cons. The pros of thrift stores is that it has a revolving inventory, meaning it's different stuff, like, every time you go there, basically. So, every day is a new day. Every 6 hours is a new 6 hours. Like, you could go to the thrift store in the morning, go about your day, then go back there at night, and they have completely different stuff. New stuff that you didn't see earlier. Whereas Walmart has the same stuff. They have 20 of the same item, and they just have that all the time. Whereas the thrift store has, like, one item or two maybe sometimes, and then once that one's gone, it's gone. So that, the pro to the thrift stores is a lot of it's cheap, and it's new. It's like new cycles, new inventory comes all the time. Whereas Walmart, it's more expensive, and it's the same inventory. So basically, you kind of see the same stuff in there all the time. And so one other thing, so I want to create a product that will allow me to sell, say, 5 to 10 items a day, new, like Amazon, and still do, RA on the side. Again, just because I enjoy it. I find a lot of good stuff for myself. In fact, while I was outsourcing, I came across this book here, this book called Outliers, The Story of Success. And this guy has written a couple of these books. I think it's in a series. I think right on here it says The Tipping Point, and then there's another one called Blink. So coincidentally, I picked this one up last weekend, and I'm reading this actually right now. I think my brother, and it's even got like a little handwritten note from somebody who, gave it to them. They were like, it's really interesting. I'll read you the note just because it's very foretelling. The guy's name who got this book, his name was Matt. It says, Matt, some people have some, and this guy, the handwriting is like really terrible in here, so forgive my reading. It says, some people have some unique opportunities in life. You have just gotten one of those opportunities. It's up to you now to take the most from this opportunity and from all that's been given to you. Make sure you take time to share your knowledge in a helpful way. Best regards, and then the guy's name. So that line is perfect. I mean, it says some people have unique opportunities in life. You have just gotten one of those opportunities. That's how I feel with Amazon. Some people get these opportunities and they don't realize the opportunity they've been given. the power of this thing is just insane. Like, I've been going only for a month basically, and I have about $2,000 in sales already. I'm not saying I'm going to be able to retire, but again, I just started a month ago. Now, I'm mad at myself for not doing this sooner. I wish I didn't know about it sooner. I kind of did, but again, real quick, this book, Outliers: The Story of Success, and I'll be the first one to tell you that books like this, they work. About 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I started my first sales job, and I was really doing crappy. And I started listening, and I started getting books, self-help books, you know, how to sell, how to be successful, how to change your mindset. And it's true, you know, one of the recurring themes in all those books, and it's funny, they're kind of like, you know, making fun of themselves, but they say in there are no new secrets to success. Like the way to be successful is, it's already known. There are no new ways to do it. There might be new avenues, like, again, Amazon wasn't around 30 years ago, but the concepts to do it are the same as they were 100 years ago. So they say there's no new secrets to success. Everything you need to be successful is already out there. You just got to find it, or find somebody who's already successful in what you want to do and just do what they did. So I did that. I found the #1 sales guy in my organization, and I befriended him. I asked him to mentor me, show me, this guy was selling, like, I was averaging like, 3 sales a month, and he was doing like 20 to 30, which you'd have to understand the industry to know that, I know you hear 3 and you're like, oh my God, like, but that was about average or slightly below average, about 3. I think the average was probably between 3 and 5. But this guy was doing like 20, 25. Everyone else was doing anywhere from like 3, maybe 10 on the high side. And that was if you were hustling. But this guy was doing like 25, 30. I think he told me the most he ever did in 1 month was like 40. And that was crazy. And so I asked him, I'm like, hey, can you show me? Can you, help me, learn? So he was flattered, he was like, yeah, no one's ever asked me that. That's awesome. I'll help you. Sure. So he gave me a lot of books, a lot of audio books. So like I said, I found somebody who was successful, and I did what he did, and the shit worked. In a year's time, I doubled my salary, in a year, and I became the #1 guy in my division. Whereas the year before, I was like borderline going to get fired. So this stuff works. And after I became like successful in that, I just kind of stopped reading it. I'm like, okay, I mastered the job. I know how to do it. I kind of just stopped reading it, stopped listening. Well, now with this, Amazon, I want to read some stuff again. I busted out some of my old books, and I'm looking for new ones. Like, again, I know there's no new ideas, but it's nice to have other people explaining it. And like this one, so this book, I believe it's kind of talking about why some people succeed and others don't. Like, what is the difference? Is it they're born into it? What is it? So it's just a story about what these people did to be successful. And I love reading books like this because the stories of success, literally, it says it, they're written down. The blueprints are right here. You just got to read it and follow it. And a lot of new people, don't understand the power of that stuff. Especially if you've been working like in corporate America, for the last 10 years. I've been working in corporate America for the last, 30 years. 20 years. Including the military. That's corporate. The government is worse than the private sector when it comes to that. But that's a video for another time. But, a lot of people, they'll say, you're either making someone else's dreams come true or you're making your dreams come true. So the company I work for right now, I'm not going to make myself rich working here. I'll make enough to survive, but the CEOs and the people who own this company, they're the ones making bank. And I'm not complaining. I don't think that they're like stealing money or that they're greedy or whatever. They gave me an opportunity to work here, and that's fine. But again, I'm not going to be rich working here. I'm making their dreams come true. They're the ones that want to be rich, and they are. I'm just making a living. And I believe Jim Rohn, he said it best. He said, you can either make a living or you can make a fortune. Which one do you want? So these books and these stories, they really help. They help motivate you. They help keep you disciplined to keep going. Because a lot of people give up, because this stuff is hard. Driving around all the time is hard work. It's not the funnest thing in the world to do. Luckily I enjoy it. I do it a lot anyway. So, but I tell you, like on Thursdays, tomorrow, I'll be exhausted by the time I get home. I start at 3. I hit as many stores as I can. I probably won't get home till 8 or 9, and I'm just go the whole day. But I understand that there's a price that has to be paid if you want to be successful. Like going to one store a week, that's not going to do it. I know what it takes. I've done it before, and I'm going to do it again. But it doesn't happen overnight. There are no quantum leaps to success in any business unless you hit the lottery or something, and the odds of that are just astronomical. So you have to be willing to do what it takes. And we've all seen the stories, we've all seen the screenshots of, hey, I sold 200 items this month at an average selling price of $40. I got like 50,000 in sales, blah blah blah. Like, we know it's out there, we know that it can be done, but it's like swimming in the pool. You either got to just jump right in, or you get your feet, you just touch it with your toe, and you're like, ooh, it's a little cold, I don't know if I want to go in yet. Or you just go beast mode and you just jump in there, and you let the failures come. Like, I'm sure you've sent products, I know I have, that are still sitting there. They haven't sold. You thought they would sell, they haven't sold yet. You got to take it with a grain of salt. You got to keep going. If you want to be successful, you can't expect it to just come to you. You got to go out and find it. So, but join our group, over there. Like I said, it's called Amazon FBA Beast Mode. Anybody can join. I feel like I want to get some new people in there too, because again, we can help each other grow. We can bounce ideas off each other. We can help each other grow. And then sometimes these other groups, they just get so big, that your message will get, because if you got a group with like 8,000 people in it, and people start posting questions, your stuff's going to get lost in the mix. So if we can keep, at least in the beginning, you get some smaller group size. And I'll put the link in the description down here. I'll put the Facebook link in there. But if you want to, come over and, bounce ideas off people, I post pictures in there, go in beast mode. I just checked my app before I started making this video. I have 3 sales today, total of $80. So, and I sold another one of those items. The ones I was just telling you about, like the one I sold yesterday. I sold another one today. So that's what you got to do. You got to ask yourself, are you willing to do whatever it takes to be successful here? Are you willing to do that? There's no more time in the day, so making time, quote, making time for something, it's not going to happen. Are you going to sacrifice, so I'm sacrificing my free time. I'm sacrificing my relaxing time. I just added another day of sourcing. I was already sourcing 4 days a week. Now I'm sourcing 5 days a week. So there's some things that I'm doing. I'm going to start dedicating one day out of that 5 to online sourcing, because I feel that'll help me make a little bit of a better return on my investment. But again, I have to get over that mental roadblock of paying more I gotta expect I'm not gonna pay $2.99, $3.99 for certain things. I'm gonna have to pay $20, $30. And I just did that over the weekend with one item that I'm testing right now. I paid $20 for it, and it sells for $60. So, but again, it's just one. I did try to get more, but they didn't have any more. So if you have any questions, feel free to post them here, but come join our group over there, and let's all go beast mode. Let's just freaking, tear this up. Let's not send, let's not make $10 a week. Let's make, $1,000 a week. It's all about setting goals too. Like I said, my goal when I first started was to make at least the minimum payment on one of my credit cards, just so I could demonstrate to my wife that this thing can work. Because if I can pay that off, that's a profit. If I could at least make the minimum payment without it coming out of our paychecks, now we have more money for ourselves. And I've already met that goal. So now the next goal is going to be 2 payments, a credit card and a car. So I want to make a credit card payment and this truck payment from Amazon. So I'm going to need to, kick it up a notch. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm willing to do it. The question is, are you willing to do it? What mini goal do you have for yourself? What short-term goal do you have that you can achieve? Again, you got to make goals achievable, like having a goal of, well, it's June and I want to quit my job. I want to sell enough on Amazon to quit my job by August 1st. Not a realistic goal. Unless you come across some crazy product that you can get for like $1 and sell for like 500 and has a great rank, that's just not a realistic goal. But having a goal of making, say, $500 a month, that's a very realistic goal. I made it in the first 2 weeks before that. I made it in the first week of June. My goal wasn't 500, but I made my goal of selling in like the first week and a half of June. So the short-term goals. My long-term goal is to quit this dump behind me and do this kind of business full-time. That's my goal. Long-term. Now that's more like a 1 to 2 year plan. Whereas the short-term goal, make a credit card payment and a truck payment. Just because now I've sold some things, I see the potential here. I see what can happen. So just ask yourself, are you willing to do what it takes? And if you are, then go beast mode. Give it all you got. Use every waking moment of free time to see what you can do. Source online. Source in the store. Look around your house. Watch videos. Anything that you can do to help you achieve your goal, and do it on a daily basis. So say if your goal, let's just say, is to make one credit card, like me, like one credit card payment a month in the beginning. Say, okay, my short-term goal is 30 days from now, I want to be able to make, $300 or $400 or whatever it is. Ask yourself each morning, what steps do I need to take today to get to that goal of $300 or $400 a month? What action do I need to take today? You don't have to do it all in one day, like, okay, I need to source 1,000 products. No. Break it down by numbers. If you need to sell X number of units to make X number of profits, break that all down into daily. Okay, well, if I need, let's just say, just as a crude example, let's just say your goal is $30 a month. So your goal shouldn't be to make $30 in one day at first. It should be, okay, what do I need to do today to make $1? And then you repeat that same process 30 times. Now, you might make more along the way, but the process doesn't change. So if your goal is $30, cool. What do I need to do today to make $1? What steps do I need to take to get towards that $30? Okay, I need to make $1 today. And just rinse and repeat. So that's it, guys. I will be making a sourcing video tomorrow. Like I said, this holder that I have, it just bounces way too much. when I'm driving. So I'm just going to go ahead and super glue my old phone holder to my windshield, and that way it'll stay, because that's just so much easier to do. But again, come subscribe to our group, Amazon FBA Beast Mode, and let's motivate each other. Let's pump each other up. All right, you guys have a great day. Take care.